Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Macaulay Zainab Ololade, aka Max Styles. I'm a fashion designer and a fashion tutor, a certified fashion tutor. Okay, first of all, before I start anything, this is my first YouTube video. This is my first YouTube video, and I want to beg you guys, like I'm pleading, please, please, please kindly subscribe on my YouTube channel. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you guys, please. Okay, am I shy? No, I'm not. Alright, as you can see on the board, Max House a fashion school. I'll be dropping some videos on YouTube and on YouTube, and if you have any question, you can actually chat me up. I'm going to drop my WhatsApp contact as well. You can chat me up, then I'll explain. In case you are confused, I can actually put you through again, and I believe you will understand better. Sure. Okay, so this morning I want to teach you guys how to read the tape rule. As we all know, we are all familiar with this. This is a tape rule. So I want to teach, I want to explain how to read this, how to read the tape rule. Most people don't know how to read the tape rule. Most fashion designers approximate. So, but this morning I want to teach you how to read it in such a way that you won't be approximating again, because in fashion designing, approximation is not really good. Yeah. So that's what I want to do this morning. I want to explain how to read the tape rule so that you won't approximate again, and you'll be able to take a correct measurement of your client. So thank you. Okay. Tape rule reading. How to read the tape rule. How to read the tape rule. Now, excuse me. As you can see on our tape rule. Now, okay. Wow, the reflection. Sorry. Okay, so on our tape rule, we have 8 lines on our tape rule. We have 8 lines on our tape rule. I'm going to draw it on the board. The reflection is actually affecting this thing. So we have 8 lines on our tape rule, which I'm drawing on the board right now. That is from point A to point B, that is from number 1 to number 2, we have 8 lines. And I'm about to draw it on the board now. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, which is 8. Now, as you can see, I have 8 lines here. That is from point 0 to point 1. I have 8 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, from this first line to this, that is from this point to this point is 1 over 8. Don't forget, why is it 1 over 8? Because I have 8 lines already. So this is 1 out of 8. Now, I'm going to teach you guys 2 ways on how to read it. And I'll be doing this video in the other language as well, which is Yoruba language. So I'm going to teach you guys 2 ways on how to read the table. Now, that is from this point to this point is 1 over 8. That is 1 of 8. You know, I told you we have 8 lines. Good. Now, from this point to this point will be 2 over 8. This is the first method. Now, from this point to this point will give me 3 over 8. From this point to this point will give me 4 over 8. This to this will give me 5 over 8. This to this will give me 6 over 8. This line to this line will give me 7 over 8. And this line to this line will give me 8 over 8. Do we understand that part? 1 over 8, which is 1 out of 8, 2 over 8, 3 over 8, 4 over 8, 5 over 8, 6 over 8, 7 over 8, and 8 over 8. Good. Now I'm about to divide. I'm going to draw it out again so that you guys can understand better. Okay, good. Now this is 1 over 8. That is from this point to this point is 1 over 8. Now the second one will be 2 over 8. That is, now I want to divide. Like, let's go back to our basic mathematics. 2 here, 1, 2 in here. Good. So 2 over 8. 2 divided by 8. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 4. So this second line, this second line is 1 over 4. This is 1 over 8. Now, 2 here 1, 2 here 4 will give me 1 over 4. This line is 1 over 4. This line is 1 over 8. Good. Now, 3 over 8, we can't divide that. We can't, unless we use our calculator, which I'm still going to explain the decimal part. This is the fraction part. Now we are going to omit the 3 over 8. Now the next one is 4 over 8. 4 over 8. Now 4 here 1, 4 in 8, 2. So this line is 1 over 2, which is half. Do you get that? Do you understand? Now, that's by the way, 1, 2. 5 over 8, we can't do that. 6 over 8, we can actually do that. 6 divided by 8. Now, 2 in 6, 3. 2 in 8, 4. So this line is 3 over 4. I don't know if you understand. Then 7 over 8, we can't do that. 8 over 8, that is 8 divided by 8 will give me 1. 1. That is, this is 0 and this is 1. That's number 1. Like, you can actually read your table. That's now I want to explain the second type. Okay. If I don't want to do this, 1 over 2, 1 over 8, 2 over 8, 3 over 8, if I don't want to do that, there's another method of which I can actually get all this. I can actually read my measurements. Now, let's go back. Good. Let me rub this off. Okay, don't worry. That you guys don't get confused. I'm going to draw another line. Now, if I don't want to do this, if I don't want to do 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, there's another method of which I can actually get it. Now, you know I said from this point, from this starting point to the first line is 1/8, right? Because we have 8 lines, which is 1 out of 8. Now, from this point to this point is 1/8. Definitely from this point to this point will be 1/8 as well. Now, I've switched to the second method. Definitely from this point to this point will be 1/8. That is 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. I have 1/8 in 8 places. Good. Now, since this is 1/8 and this is 1/8, that is 1/8 multiplied by 2. 2 here 1, 2 here 4. 1/4. That is 1/8 multiplied by 2 will give me 1/4, because from this point to this point is 1/8, from this point to this point is another 1/8, so I have 2 1/8. 1/8 multiplied by 2 will give me 1/4. Fraction now, not decimal, fraction. So this is it, this 2 here 1, 2 here 4, so 1/4. So this particular line is still the same thing. This line is 1/4. 1/4. So from this point to this point is 1/4. Now let's move. From this point to this point is another 1/4, right? From this point to this point is another, from this point to this point is 1/8. I'm so sorry. Now that is another 1/8, making 3 1/8, right? Now from this point to this point is 1/8, making 4 1/8. Now I said from this point to this point at first, when I did my fraction, since I have from this point to this point 1/8, 1/8 multiplied by 2, that was 1/4. So from this point to this point is 1/4. So definitely from this point, from this 1/4 to this point is another 1/4, because I have 2 1/8 which will give me 1/4. Now from this point to this point 1/4, from here to this point is 1/4. So I have 2 1/4. 1/4 times 2. 2 here 1, 2, 1/2. That is 1/4, 1/4. 1/4 times 2 will give me 1/2, my fraction. It's still the same thing with this, just another method. Good. Now, you know I said from this point to this point is 1/8, and from here to here is 1/8. So 1/8 times 2 will give me 1/4. Now, starting from this 0, 1/4, another 1/4, 1/4 times 2, which will give me half. Now this is 1/4, 1/4, and this is another 1/4, because this is 1/8. 1/8, 1/8 times 2 will give me 1/4. Now I have 3 1/4s. 3 1/4. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. 1/4 multiplied by 3. Then I have 6 1/8. 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1/8 times 6. Now, this, we can't do this. This will give me 3/4. If I'm to use 1 over 8 times 6, 2 here 3, 2 here 4, which will also give me 3 over 4. So this line is 3 over 4. You can see it's still the same thing with this, just that another method of getting it. Now, from this point to this point is 1 over 4. 1 over 8. 1 over 8. 1 over 8 times 2, don't forget that is 1 over 4. So I have how many 1 over 4s? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, 1 over 4 times 4. Sorry. This, which will give me 1. 1 over 4 times 4 will give me 1. So this is 1. Now, I have how many 1 over 8 now? 1 over 8, 1 over 8, 2, 1 over 8, 3, 1 over 8, 4, 1 over 8, 5, 1 over 8, 6, 1 over 8, 7, 1 over 8 is, that is 1 over 8 times 8, which will also give me 1. Do you understand that part? Then from this point to this point is 1 over 2. That is, I have 1 over 4 here, another 1 over 4 here. 1 over 4 times 2 will give me half. So 1 over 4 here, 1 over 4 here will give me half. Then half times 2 will give me 1 as well. Half times 2. This is equal to 1. So this is how to read the table, like the fraction method. The fraction method. Now, I know in your mind you'll be like, what are all these lines that are in between? Now, that is when we are going to move to decimal. That is when we are going to move to decimal. I don't know if you understand that. So, this is how to read the table. The fraction method of how to read the table. Fraction. Now, fraction and decimal. Fraction and decimal. Now, we are going to make use of our calculator now. 1 over 8. If you make use of your calculator, 1 over 8 will give you 0.125. You can actually try that. 1 over 8 is equal to 0.125. 1 over 4 is equal to 0.25. So in a situation whereby you find yourself, maybe, you don't have a tape rule and you want to quickly make some calculations, and you use your phone and you maybe you measured someone and the person weight is 28 1 over 4. That is maybe you want to convert it, like you want to make use of your phone. That will be 28.25. 28.25 is the same thing as 28 1 over 4. 1 over 4 is 0.25. 1 over 8 is 0.125. Then 3 over 8. 3 over 8 will give me 0.375. Let's try that. Make use of your phone, make use of your calculator. 3 over 8 will give me 0.375. That is 1 over 8, 1 over 4. Then this line is, I don't want to use fraction. This is 0.125. This is 0.25, which is 1 over 4. This is 1 over 8, right? Then this line that is 3 over 8. This line that is 3 over 8 is 0.375. 3 over 8. Actually, why we can't get the fraction of this is like You know our mathematics now, we can't divide. Good. So 1/2 will give me 3/8. 1/2 will give me 0.5, which is half. Our 4/8 here, 4 here 1, 4 in it is 2, so that is the half. This line, half. Good. Then, excuse me, the next one is the next one is 3/4. 3/4 is 0. Excuse me. The next one is 5/8. 5/8 will give me 0.625. Make use of your calculator. Then the next one is 3/4. 3/4 is 0.75. Then we have 1. That is, this is 0.5, which is half. Then 5/8 is 0.625. 5/8. Then the next one is 0.75, which is 3/4. 3/4. Where do I get my 3/4 from? That is 1/4 in 3 places. 1/4, 1, 2, 3. 1/4 in 3 places will give me 3/4. If I want to use this is 6/8. 2 here 3, 2 here 4 will give me 3/4.